Hey everybody, what's happening? It's a beautiful day in Manhattan. Wonderful day out. Let's talk. Now the whole world is suffering through this damn pandemic, but it looks like it might be heading in the right direction, finally. But what I really want to talk about today we all know that the pandemic started in China. So there has been a horrible uptick in violence against the Asian community. Chinese, Vietnamese, Japanese, it don't matter. If you're Asian, the chances of you being assaulted have skyrocketed hundreds of percent here in New York. It's insane. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, when the ex-president comes out and calls it the China virus hundreds of times to his followers, the Kung flu, the Wuhan this and the this and the that.
Why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus? There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans in this country. Your own aide, Secretary Azar, says he does not use this term. He says ethnicity does not cause the virus. Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's racist.
It's not racist at all, no, not at all. It comes from China. That's why. It comes from China. I want to be accurate.
Yeah,
please, John.
Than any disease in history. I can name Kung flu, COVID-19. That name gets further and further away from China as opposed to calling it the Chinese virus.
I have said for a year now that doing that was going to do exactly what's going on. It's going to put a target on certain people's backs. And that's what's happened. And I had dear friends of mine from high school I blocked on Facebook almost a year ago. Because when I made posts about it, and I said it was really uncool to be calling it the China virus or the Kung flu, and these douchebags that were friends of mine defended it and wrote it off as nothing and made excuses as to, well, they called it the Spanish flu back in the day because it originated from Spain. That is not why this ex-president was calling it that. He was doing it as a derogatory remark. And now, all those assaults that are happening, I put squarely at his feet. Whether you like that or not, I'm sorry. It's my opinion. My channel. I'm not bashing him right now, I'm kicking facts. As the young kids say, facts! And every day you pick up the paper or you turn on the news in New York, some 70-year-old, some 80-year-old Asian woman was beaten for being Asian, spit on, assaulted. I believe that anybody who commits a hate crime should go to prison and suffer the harshest possible penalty. So I really want you guys to think about this. I'm Irish, right? So if this pandemic started in Dublin, should people come up and want to fight me, say horrible racist things to me, attack me, assault me? Would that happen if it came from Sweden? Would that happen? I don't think so. This video is dedicated to all the people in the world who are suffering from this pandemic. I'm asking everybody watching this video, I'm asking everybody that's watching this video to do your part. Pray for everybody, but include the Asian community. Don't be a part of this. Don't make little jokes and racial slurs and blame a whole race of people for this horrible virus. It doesn't cost a dime to be kind to others. So I woke up this morning and I had a message from one of my dear subscribers, and it said, "Hey Bob, I think you have video footage of a guy that might be wanted for a hate crime." And the other day, Saturday, I was here videotaping, and I videotaped a guy wrapped in a white blanket, which you never see. You never see a homeless guy in a bright white blanket, ever. He was wrapped up like the Virgin Mary. He had it all around him, and I pointed it out. And let me show you the clip right here. Does this really look like a homeless person right here? He's got a strategically placed blanket on his head. It's 60 degrees out. The tourists don't know, so they eat it up. Come on, man. And I went on the news, and every website, CBS, NBC, ABC, had a picture of the culprit.
A 66-year-old Asian man was attacked in Manhattan in an unprovoked assault. In Chinatown, a 66-year-old Asian man was punched in the face Saturday in Manhattan. It happened just before 9 a.m. on Allen Street in Chinatown. The latest incident makes it the 14th unprovoked attack impacting the Asian community in New York City. Police say the victim was approached by an unknown male individual who began yelling at him and then struck him in the face with a closed fist. The victim suffered swelling and bruising to the left side of his face, but refused medical attention at the scene. The unknown individual fled southbound on Allen Street, eastbound Stanton Station. Authorities said be on the lookout for a 5'7", 30 to 40-year-old man with black pants carrying a white blanket.
Maybe it's the same guy, I don't know. That this guy was indeed someone who may have assaulted a 66-year-old Asian man earlier in the day. Absolutely on the same subway line as this guy was sitting in front of. I think it was him. I've called the 1-800-TIP line. You know, hopefully if it is him, they get a good picture now, because the picture they had of him was shit. Here's the picture that they ran in the Daily News, the New York Times, every news outlet in New York ran this picture right here. Hopefully, if it is him, my picture is much better than what they had. You can't go around assaulting people because of their ethnicity. You shouldn't go around assaulting anyone ever. You certainly don't want to assault someone because of their heritage, their ethnicity, their sexual preference. Not cool, bro. You deserve to go to prison. And if it is him and they catch him, I hope he gets the harshest possible punishment. There is no place in society to bash people. I march with my brothers and sisters for Black Lives Matter, for George Floyd, for Breonna Taylor, and I will march with my brothers and sisters from Asia. I hope that you guys do your part to be better to every person that shares our earth. We share earth together. So calling it the Hunan flu or the China virus, I don't think it helps anything. I think if anything, it puts a target on these people's backs. And because the virus came from China, should my mailman who's Vietnamese, or should the UPS driver who's Chinese, or the guy at my bodega who's Japanese, should they be assaulted? I think that's a rhetorical question. I think everybody knows the answer is no. And if you said anything but no, then please unsubscribe and get the hell off my channel. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please be kind and loving to each other. Please be supportive of our Asian brothers and sisters. Every community on the planet needs support sometimes, and they need it now more than ever. God bless you. Talk to you soon.